I feel like Dirk Nowitzki right now. The one,
Why-
the one, one leg up.
Why do you feel like they're? Oh, you might want to provide some context. If that's gonna be the start of the episode, you might want to provide some context.
Spray my knee hooping. Shoot.
Yeah,
Elevate.
yeah. For those of y'all not listening, we're not in the same room. This is a podcast recorded over Zoom. But yeah, bro, what happened, man? What happened?
I don't know what happened. I made a cut. Spraying my knee.
It'd be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that sometimes. And you know what? Injuries are part of the game. Injuries are part of the game, man.
I'm not in the game no more.
Hey, what you mean? You're always in the game. You don't leave.
I ain't played a competitive basketball game in like, shit. So what, 7 years?
Damn. But you know what, though? That's always a good segment conversation, the what ifs. The what ifs, you know?
Why Scott talking about, you hit record? Yeah, I hit record.
All right. Well, that was a good intro for his episode. I think we gotta get a theme song. But yeah, your man's Jayson Tatum, 50 burger over the weekend. Do you want to let the people know about that game? I'm sure you have some high thoughts about that game.
Every time Jayson Tatum plays the Brooklyn Nets, he feels like he's better than those guys. And he may be right. Like time and time again, he kills every time he plays the Brooklyn Nets. And that's just how he feels. Like, I'm not saying he's a better overall player than Kevin Durant, but you can't tell him that. That's in his mind. Like, top 5 shot creator in the league, the best 25 and under player, best young player in the league, period. I'm not going to put an age on it. He's the best young player in the league, period. Offensively and defensively. Like, I think people underestimate, like, yo, like, you love to talk about it all the time. This basketball is a two-way game. Like, you got to play offense, you got to play defense as well. He does both really, really well. So Jayson Tatum's here. He's a superstar. And people, it's crazy because people on like social media, people are saying like, yo, Jayson Tatum's a great player. He's not a superstar. If he's not a superstar, what the hell is he? Because like if he's not a superstar, what the hell is he?
That's a good question. What qualifies you to be a superstar? My response to that would be, I would say like at least a chip, as well as
James Harden doesn't have a chip. Joel Embiid doesn't have a chip. They're superstars. Nikola Jokic doesn't have a chip. They're superstars.
So how about this? You have to be a start in the All-Star game, as well as be an MVP candidate.
That's not I don't know about that, because a legit argument can be made that Jayson Tatum has been further in the playoffs than Joel Embiid and James Harden. Not James Harden, Joel Embiid and like Nikola Jokic. So it's just like,
do you think Jayson Tatum is better than those two individuals though?
I mean, it ain't. I mean, it's close. It's not like it's so much better, better than him. It depends on who. It depends on who you asking. Like, I can't sit up and say like it really depends. Like, I really don't know.
It don't depend. I am asking you. Do you think
it depends on a lot of things? It depends on a lot of things. You're not gonna get me caught up in the whole like who's better between who's game. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm only asking that so that we can get a clear cut definition of what a superstar is. That's all it is. We can save that debate and topic for another day. I'm just asking so that if we can seriously say that, all right, Jayson Tatum is in the same breath as Jokic and Embiid, then all right, cool. Maybe he is a superstar.
I mean, if we put Ja Morant off in those categories as a superstar, and because he's an MVP caliber player, how the hell can we not sit up and say Jayson Tatum's not an MVP caliber player when he's better than Ja Morant? Like, what are we doing here? That's what I'm saying. He's a superstar. Like, I don't know. People get uncomfortable because they want to feel like, oh, it's only really like 5, 6, 7 superstars in the league. That's not really true. It's really like the list is really like we got probably like 12 to 15 guys, probably 15 guys in the league that are really like true superstars, if you really want to be honest. If you're a top 15 player in the league, like it's like the lottery. What does the lottery go to? Like 13?
14, 14, yeah, NBA draft, 14, yeah.
14 NBA draft. If you're a top 14 player in the league, you're a superstar. That's how I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If people want to have different tiers, and not just rankings, but just certain groups, I think, all right? Like, so if you have LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph in one group, then you have Jayson Tatum, Ja, Luka in a different group. Then you have Joel Embiid, Jokic in a different group. That's why I say if we want to use the word superstar, right, is there a difference between this group of superstar versus this group of superstar? Because if everybody is a superstar, right, and I know you said 14, you feel me? Yeah. But that's just with anything. If everyone can be described with this one word, then it takes away from the power of that one word. That's why I don't like when people use the word legend. People toss that word legend around like it's a casual thing. Not everyone is a damn legend. I hate to break it to y'all, but not everyone is a legend. Just like not everyone is a superstar. That's just how it has to be. If everybody is a legend, if everybody is a superstar, then that takes away from the glory behind the weight that name should actually hold. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, look, if you could put a 50 burger on one of the game's best superstars, then, you know, I'm cool with, you know what I'm saying, calling that man Jayson Tatum superstar.
He has the most 50 burgers, like, within the calendar year. Like he's put up 6, and he put one up in the playoffs, a play-in situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
against
the Brooklyn Nets. It was James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. They were all, and Kevin Durant. They were all there. They all got to work. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, he's also doing this on the offensive level, and then going out and guarding the best player on the opposing team. He's not shying away from matchups. Like, he was guarding Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant still dropped 30 on him, but he was actually guarding Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not – it's a difference. Like, yo, it's special. Like, that's that old school mentality, that old school feel where we talk about Trace McGrady, we talk about Kobe Bryant, that will go out and drop 40, drop 50, but still go out and guard the best player on the opposing team. That's what Jayson Tatum's doing. So it's just like, when we talk about young players, when we talk about the Ja's, the Trays, the Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, the Devin Bookers, all that, make sure that when we talk about Jayson Tatum, like, he's just as good, if not better, player offensively than most of those guys that I named, but he's also a way better defender than any of those guys that I name as well. So it's just like, we can't just shy away from, especially when I say this all the time, especially when you're 3, 4, and 5. I kind of give a little slack to the 1s and 2s, especially depending on the height situation. Now, if you're a 2 and you're 6'6" and you ain't playing defense, that's a little, or 6'5", that's a little bit, you know, but if you're 6'3" and 6'2" and under, that's a little bit different. But like, when you're 3, 4, and 5 and you're 6'6" and up, like, and you guarding, you're able to guard 3, 4s, and 5s all the time. Like, we got to give some credit to the guys that's doing that defensively, and that's what Jayson Tatum's doing.
No, I'm with you. And watching that game though, it was weird because it's like the best players weren't really guarding the best player, if that makes sense. Like, I'm looking, like, obviously Tatum is going off bucket after bucket, but like, who's guarding him? It wasn't who you might think. You feel me? And it's crazy because I stumbled on a clip earlier today, actually, where Kawhi was on the Spurs, KD was on the Thunder, and Kawhi, it was just one possession, you feel me? But Kawhi locked him up. And it was just a reminder, like, yo, there was once upon a time where the best player on the team was guarding the other best player on the team. And that concept now seems foreign. That concept now is like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me this brother could score 40, but at the same time try his best to prevent the other dude from scoring 40? Wow. Yeah. And it's like, and to me too, what it comes down to is like, at what point do you call for a switch, right? And so I get it from a scheme perspective, from a, you know, you don't want your best player to constantly guard their best player to conserve his energy, to prevent him from getting in foul trouble. I get that. But at some point, once he reaches 30, once he reaches 40, once he reaches 50, maybe at some point you might start thinking to yourself, all right, maybe something has got to change. Maybe I, as the best player that I claim, might want to guard him. You know what I'm saying? Action and those go out the window when it's not going the way you planned.
Yeah, no. To Kevin Durant's credit, though, Kevin Durant's coming off an injury, so I didn't really expect Kevin Durant to like guard Jayson Tatum, like, because there's been times where I've seen Kevin Durant guard Jayson Tatum on those nights where he was getting 40 and getting close to 50 or getting 50. So I definitely give what you're saying, but like, historically, like, the best players tend to guard the best players. But like, in this modern day NBA, that seems like a foreign concept because all the switchings and stuff like that. But at the same time, just like you said, shout out to JT. He put in that work. He's here. Like I said, I think he's a superstar. If you're a top 14 player in the league, you have to be considered a superstar.
Oh, of course. I mean, KD definitely doesn't shy away from the moment. Don't get me wrong. But yeah. As I'm watching the game, you just have to, or I was just wondering, like, okay, who exactly is going to be the person that stops them, right? Mm-hmm. And you know who it could have been?
Ben Simmons, yeah.
Do you feel me?
And that's who's going to be.
It's yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
That's who's going to be eventually. So, and let me tell you something. He getting clapped too. Like,
what you mean? Oh, he getting cooked. Oh. I don't know if you're going to get cooked. I mean, Jayson put a 50 burger on their head top. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, but it's just like sometimes like, great offense trumps great defense. That's what I mean, getting clapped. Like, you can, but it's just like can you make the opposing player on the offensive side work the hardest in key moments? Because if you get 30 and you getting 45 and stuff like that, and you get 50, but the game is still close, and there's 2 minutes left in the game, and he goes and those last 2 minutes he goes 0 for 4. You did your job. He dropped 50, but you did your damn job, because when it came down to the matters the most, you locked him up. So that's when we talk about like that high level defense, because these guys are elite offensively, but it's like that's when the defense really, really matters. Like Chris Middleton is an expert at that. Like, Chris Middleton. Shout out to Chris Middleton. He had a 46-piece performance. He had to remind people like, he's a 3-time All-Star for a reason. He's the second best player on the championship team for a reason. He's an elite shot creator for a reason. And then in the playoffs, Chris Middleton was guarding the best player other than Drew Holiday, of course, but like Chris Middleton is a stud defensively as well. And he was guarding Kevin Durant at times during last year's playoffs when Kevin Durant was going on that run. But then like in overtime, or in like the fourth quarter, Kevin Durant may go 0 for 3, 0 for 4. It was Chris Middleton guarding him a lot of times, even though Kevin Durant was dropping 40 and 45 and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think what's important too is how they get their 40 points, right? Is it like a struggle? Does it look calm? You know what I'm saying? Did it really it was a dogfight for him to get there? Because obviously box scores and stat sheets is one thing, but when you watch it and you're like, he's had to work for every single bucket. And especially too, when we talk about playoff time, where it's like, it ain't just one game. You know what I'm saying? If you could wear a dude down for 48 minutes over a 7-game series, once you hit game 6 and 7, especially if it ends up being on the road, that takes a toll. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think Ben Simmons can definitely be a legitimate factor for them come playoff time. But what's crazy? And this might not even be a hot take, bro. Are we sure? And I'm going to ask this question. Are we 100% sure the Brooklyn Nets are going to make the playoffs? Now, before people get, all antsy and get like, all right, Theus, relax. Go look at the standings. Go, legitimately go and look at them. I know they got KD. I know they got Kyrie. I know they got chemistry issues. I know they still got Ben Simmons on the way. Now, I think they will. Right? Just like I think hopefully that the Lakers will clean up their act. But we can't ignore numbers, right? Y'all can sit here and drop your opinions all you want. What are they? 2-3 games ahead of being out? And again, I'm not even talking about like the 10th seed, right? Yeah. I'm talking about not even being in the play-in round.
The playing game.
You know what I'm saying? That's some injuries are not, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's
right scary,
now,
bro.
I think right now, if the Hawks win tonight, episode is recording and stuff like that. I think they're ahead of the Brooklyn Nets in the standings.
Like it's tied, yeah. Like it's tied,
and the
right?
Brooklyn Nets dropped to the 10th seed, which I think isn't a 10th seed like out of the contention.
No, 10 is in, right? So 7 through 10.
It'd be tied. So it'd be
but
tied
either way, I mean, if we talk about a team possibly being the 10th seed, it ain't too crazy to think. Like, all right,
I mean, like you said, that's not even a hot take. You're valid because you said you kept the same energy with the Lakers the last pod, so you keep the same energy with the Brooklyn Nets this pod. So no, that the standings are real. Like we talk about this and that, like what's going on, but we have to, our eyes say and see that like the Brooklyn Nets and Lakers may not make the playoffs, or even if they get in the play-in, like it's not even getting in the play-in, they still may not make the playoffs because it ain't just like, get in the play-in, you still got to win, and especially if you're like the Timpson, you got to win 2 games to get to the AFC. You know what I'm saying? So you better try to like figure some things out because it's just like 2 games, 1 game, like. It's like any given Sunday for the play-ins. Like, you know how it is in football. Like, you can lose in football any damn weekend. Same thing with them play-ins. Like, we saw what happened. We saw what y'all did to the Warriors. Ain't no after epic Lakers versus Warriors showdown in the play-in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it ain't no guarantee that the best team gonna always win. You could be playing the Charlotte Hornets. And what if LaMelo goes crazy? And Terry Rozier go crazy? And Miles Bridges go crazy? You know what I'm saying? You could be playing, if you're the Lakers, you can be playing Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. Like, what if them boys go crazy? You know what I'm saying? It's not a guarantee, especially if you've been playing, like, very, like, up and down all season. So, but hopefully, I believe that the Brooklyn Nets will make the playoffs. I believe the Los Angeles Lakers are going to make the playoffs. And I will say this. If those 2 teams do make the playoffs, and both those teams are healthy, Lord have mercy, because it's gonna be scary for whoever's the first. I don't give a damn if it's the Phoenix Suns. I don't give a damn if it's the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't give a damn if it's the Golden State Warriors, because we just saw LeBron James drop 56 points at the age of 37, and it's just kind of like, he's still here. And if Anthony Davis can get right, and like just like the Brooklyn Nets, if the Brooklyn Nets can get healthy and Ben Simmons and chemistry, like they can beat anybody in a matchup, in a series. So
I'm gonna tell you this though, this could be the year where we see not necessarily just one of the greatest 8 seeds of all time, but it could be 2 of the greatest 8 seeds of all time in the same year in the same playoffs. But the thing is though, right, a lot of what you said was if, right? Like, if Anthony Davis is healthy, if Brooklyn could get their act right, and I'll add another if for you. If the supporting cast of the Lakers can, act accordingly. If Ben Simmons is back to being the Ben Simmons that we know. There's a lot of ifs with both teams. And even though we know what, their top guys can do, we know what LeBron, Kyrie, AD can do. At the same time, there's teams that are getting crazy right now, right? There are teams that are playing very good basketball right now. And so obviously, we still got a little over a month left of the regular season, but like, if I had to guess how it's going to shake out, again, as of today, it wouldn't even be a question, right? Like Brooklyn has lost 6 of their last 7. And even though like LeBron just had 56, that's amazing and wonderful for him and his overall personal story. But when you look at the bigger picture, LeBron shouldn't have to be scoring 56. Now, obviously, he's going to do what he has to do to win a basketball game. But if you zoom out and look at the big picture, that actually on the lowest of keys could be a bad thing. I don't want to know that LeBron has to put up 56 and sometimes a nail biter just to win a game. Yeah. Like you should want a 37-year-old to have to flip on the switch when he has to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 56 is a lot of points.
He doesn't have that luxury right now. And that's what I'm saying. Anthony Davis need to come back and get right because it's just kind of like, LeBron James playing phenomenal. He's playing, he's a top 3 of top 5 player in his game still at the age of 37. So it's just like Anthony Davis is supposed to be coming back soon. So hopefully they can get right. But hopefully this can be some type of run that the Lakers can go on and, get into playing. Same with the Brooklyn Nets. Because I think we're going to be up for historic playoffs. I have a feeling that this is going to be a historic playoff. Because if you really look at the East, the East is stacked. Like we was talking about the Chicago Bulls a couple weeks ago, number 1 seed. They the 4th seed right now. Like they're stacked. And even the West is kind of like stacked to a certain degree. And then potentially having stars return, like Jamal Murray's returning, like possibly, and Michael Porter Jr. is returning, possibly. It's just like we have to, look what Nikola Jokic is doing. Like Nikola Jokic is phenomenal. What he had like 30 and
that's a bad man, bro. That's a bad man, bro. That debate of him versus Embiid is going to last it's a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's just
a very, very long time.
Nikola Jokic, like you want the MVP, you gonna have to take it. That's Joel Embiid had to take it. Like Joel Embiid gonna have to come out and do something special. Like it's that close with those two right now. So it's just kind of like that's very special. Nikola Jokic is phenomenal. Like he's a unique all-time player. Like we've never seen a player like at the center position, like where you run like everything through. Like the entire offense is ran through Nikola Jokic. Think about that. A center.
I kind of wish the MVP award was given out after like the conference finals. I kind of wish. Yeah. I know it's a regular season award and stuff, but like, I wish, and I also wish Jokic and Embiid were in the same conference because then you'd have the opportunity to match up head to head, face to face with the guy that you're competing for the war with.
Somebody's getting in foul trouble.
That's fine. But still, obviously you don't want to put it all in the ref's hands, but still though, just the idea like, yo, you want that award? For me, it's no longer in the hands of the voters now. You want it, beat him. You know what I'm saying? And obviously,
of course.
Joel Embiid got James Harden, so in the grand scheme of things, that helps in terms of possibly being able to beat Denver if they were to match up in a 7-game series. But, people complain all the time about voters, obviously. People complain about the system. But if that award was handed out after the conference finals and gave guys a chance to battle against, because, during the regular season, you can come up with all the excuses you want, right? A team was injured, COVID, a coach got fired, whatever. But playoffs, there's no more excuses, bro. There's no more. Because
they couldn't do that though. Because if that was the case, we know at every playoffs who have the damn near probably every MVP since he came into the league.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah. I mean,
every playoffs, in LeBron's prime, he was the best player damn near. Like,
well, okay. Well, I was just talking about like the past like 3 or 4 years.
I'm
but yeah,
just thinking about of course, it's like, yeah.
Then hey, well, my thing is, and I don't like, what is it called? Like, voter fatigue or whatever, but like, people just get tired of like, oh, LeBron again. Who cares? You vote for who the most valuable player was every single year. I don't care if the brother has won it 8, 9, 10 times in a row. You feel me? If he deserves it, he deserves it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Like, if someone is running it up, then it's the other competitor's job to step up to the plate and say, you know what? I'm actually getting annoyed by LeBron James winning so many times. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done. I'm not saying that, you know, any and every player can do that, but just the idea of like, we shouldn't hold people like it's a bad thing. Like, oh shit, you know, what would LeBron have to do, right, for people to not vote for him? Like, what is it that, like, you know, this isn't LeBron's year? Like, obviously, you know, the year that, you know, Lakers didn't make the playoffs and stuff, but like, even still, it's like, look at what certain guys are working with.
Yeah, it depends, because like it's a narrative driven award, which is why I say like you can't always measure all time status based on a MVP awards, because there's a lot of guys that like have won these awards and stuff that like, I'm not gonna say they didn't deserve it, but it's just kind of like it was clear it was driven by other things other than actually on the court play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the truth, because like we talk about Kobe Bryant all the time. That's what people like try to argue with Kobe about. Like, yo, Kobe's not a top 3 player of all time. He's not a top 5 player of all time because he only got one MVP. Like, are you serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? And then you look at last year with Stephen Curry, his team didn't even make the playoffs. They was screaming Stephen Curry for MVP, and he finished top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. And then Kobe puts on a historic season as a 7th seed against the Phoenix Suns, and you know he loses to Steve Nash and stuff like that in the first round of the playoffs and stuff like that. But like throughout the regular season, like just getting them to the playoffs and the team that he had, everybody knew like, yo, Kobe Bryant's the best damn player in the league. But he didn't win it because like, oh, Steve Nash averaged 18 and 12, and his team was the 1st seed. So it's just like the shit changes every single year. Even LeBron, the defensive player of the year, like Marc Gasol didn't even make. I think Marc Gasol made
first team. Yeah, he didn't make first team. Yeah,
he didn't make first team all defensive team, and he won the defensive player of the year over LeBron.
That's so crazy.
We all knew that LeBron was the damn best defender, best player, everything. Like, yo, he should have had an MVP and defensive player of the year. It's just like, it's, you know, it's childish.
It's levels.
It's corny.
It's corny. It's childish.
It really is. It's very cool. That's why I always try to separate things when we talk about all time lists, because like you can't just base things off of championships and awards, because a lot of that shit is situational at the end of the day. That's why you have to include talent and skill and talk about like what this player has did with certain teams in his career that other players have not been able to do with certain teams. It's a whole lot of things you got to talk about, include, and break down when you're really talking about like, yo, these all-time lists.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. You know, people talk about resume, talent, eye tests, competitors who they played against, teammates, and all that, and it all goes kind of hand in hand and into play. But yeah, man, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, just I think the moving of the goalpost is the thing that always scares me. Like, just be consistent with your argument. If one guy, you know, has an MVP, right, and you feel like, all right, that's not enough, but then we talk about another guy who only has one MVP, make sure you keep that same type of static. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get into, well, he didn't have, yeah, I don't want to hear that. But you know what? I know obviously this is a mainly NBA Hoops pod, but I feel like it's only right that we give a shout out to legendary Duke head coach, Coach K. You know, and just an amazing career with the Duke Blue Devils. And it just got me thinking of all of their, not just one and done players, but just overall guys that they've been able to kind of produce, but just have in the league now. You know, from obviously current ones, you got Zion, RJ, BI, your man, Jayson Tatum. You know, who else? You got shout out to my man, JJ Redick, Elton Brand, and Grant Hill. And again, these are just guys, obviously, that, you know, seeing them all on television against that game versus UNC, it was just a reminder of like Duke, you know, kind of has a strong statement, if you will, when it comes to guys in the league. But another thing that people talk about or should mention when it comes to Coach K is overall USA. I mean, Team USA. So I want to kind of hear your thoughts on how people should judge gold medals / Olympic play when it comes to overall basketball arguments. You feel me? Like, should that play a factor? Should that even be mentioned? Like, if someone hit you with...
Yeah. First off, shout out to Coach K, even though, I'm a UNC guy, so I love what happened.
Oh, let it fly.
I love what happened. The Superior college basketball team won, and that was the North Carolina Tar Heels. They won. So, but other than that, for like the USA and the, I guess I'm a guy that's a huge component of like separating Hall of Fames when it comes to basketball. Like, I don't like the whole college career, international career, and NBA career, because I feel like there's a lot of guys that kind of like are in the basketball Hall of Fame because of like, stuff that has nothing to do with what they did on a damn NBA court. And that's no shade, but that's just the truth, because there's a lot of legends that people consider legends that I don't necessarily consider legends, but that are legends because, like you said, they won a gold medal, or they were a successful college basketball player. I think it should be like, basketball Hall of Fame, NBA Hall of Fame. Like the real, like, let's talk about the guys that had a real NBA Hall of Fame career. Because right now, like, shit, like if you look at it, like with some of this criteria, Chris Middleton, and this is everybody knows me, like I'm a big Chris Middleton fan. But let's say Chris Middleton gets like 3 more All-Star appearances and another championships. He's probably going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's just the truth.
I mean, keep it a stat. I don't even think he needs 3 more All-Stars. I think if they go out and win this year, I think, if he goes out and wins the championship this year, I mean,
and probably another All-Star 4 times.
You feel me? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like it gets to a point where like it just seems like everybody gets in, and that's no shade to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is a phenomenal basketball player. He's a key component to the success of the Milwaukee Bucks. If they don't have Chris Middleton, they're not winning that title. I know what Giannis did in the closeout game and stuff like that, but like the simple matter of the fact that like Chris Middleton has been their closer for a very, 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 very long time. But I'm just saying, it just seems like everybody gets in because the criteria to get in for the NBA is very, very like easy, compared to like, the NFL. It's just like it seems like everybody gets into the.
That's why I said we need tiers, man.
Yeah,
we
that's
need tiers, man.
We need to separate. Let college do their thing, or like basketball Hall of Fame, and let's have an NBA Hall of Fame.
No, I want tiers. We can do NBA and college too, but I also want tiers. You know why I want tiers? Y'all should know why. To piss people off. Because what happens is people get so comfortable and take the easy route, right? Like there are levels. There are categories. And I know, right, that it's a collective group of Hall of Famers to play it easy, to play it safe, to make sure everyone gets treated the same. Bullshit. And there are shows like this to really acknowledge and analyze who deserves to be in certain brackets, who deserves to be in certain conversations and who doesn't. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, bother some people. You don't want to step on the wrong toes, but, And I asked that question about Olympic play because, I think when you're competing at the highest level, especially with who your your teammates are, that kind of matters.
Yeah, when you're a superior country, it's like you win it. We gonna win all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we lost. We should win all the time, but it's just kind of like, it's not really like. Everybody loves to say the world is catching up. Yeah, the world is catching up to a certain degree. With like they throw in a phenomenal European player every year in the draft and stuff like that, who's gonna have an amazing future and stuff like that.
But you gotta be straight though. Think about it. Let's talk about it right now, right? Team USA, what was it, 2024 Olympics? Who we got? We talking about possibly Jayson Tatum.
Yes.
You got Ja. You got Book. You got Spider. I'm just naming wings.
We can send our young players over there. You can throw Bam over there. You can throw Cat. Like we can just.
I'm talking about you got 2 more years. So 2 years from now, so it probably wouldn't be LeBron. It probably wouldn't. Honestly, who knows if it's Steph? Not to say that he'll not be in his prime, but you know how it is. Once guys get a little older, there's certain sacrifices and decisions that make. So you can get crazy.
Kawhi's only on 30.
Yeah, Paul George. I mean, Dame. Hell, the injured team, as of right now, might still do some damage. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
Dame doesn't need to go anymore.
Anymore is so crazy, man. Anymore is so crazy. You're not about to sit here and play my man to say that he should retire from international play. I can't get jiggy with that statement.
No, I'm not saying like it was.
I can't get jiggy with that statement
because it was just like Dave was a phenomenal player, but it's just like it was clear that Team USA needed like a real like facilitator to basketball. Cause it's just like they had just had too many guys that like at the guard play that like just do the same damn thing. And it was just kind of like Trae Young was right there. Like Trae Young would have been a perfect fit. It would have been probably easy because the way he just like, he doesn't really, he can shoot, but he also can like, he gets guys open looks. And I think sometimes what tends to happen is just like people look at like status. The Los Angeles Lakers looked at status when they acquired Russell Westbrook. Looked at status, but sometimes you got to look at like, all right, fit.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to look at fit. Like it's not always about just like acquiring talent works, and sometimes it tends to work, but it's just like not all the time it works. It's like the more talent you have, the more successful you have and you can be. But it's just like sometimes like fit matters. So that's all I'm saying.
But that's why I got to give a shout out to the Dream Team as well, because obviously that's the greatest team ever assembled on paper, as well as what they did in the actual Olympics.
The what team?
The Dream Team.
It's the greatest what team assembled on paper?
The greatest basketball team ever. What did I say? That's got you repeating the question. The greatest basketball team, the greatest Olympic team, whichever word you want me like to use. You have a question? What? Because you didn't act, because I know you heard me, so you asked that for a reason. Oh, you're gonna say what, the 2012 or 2008 redeemed? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes, that's what I'm gonna say, without question.
Now it's without question. First of all, I get serious.
I don't know why you're. I get serious with mine.
I don't know why you just said without question. Let's relax.
I get serious with mine. I get serious.
So was it 2008 or 2012?
It was 2008.
It's 2008 Redeem Team. Okay.
Redeem Team. I get serious with mine. I'm here.
Why do you feel so strongly that it wasn't the Dream Team?
Because I got players on my team that just can do more. They're just way more talented. Like that's no shade to the Dream Team, but it's just like I got players on my team that's like just can do more. Just more talented, just more athletic, just more gifted, just more modern. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at like, the times and all that. I'm just looking at like, like it's some guys that's on that Dream Team that probably wouldn't make that Redeem Team roster if we just talk about strictly like talent, like
all right,
and skill.
You're saying a whole lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, and a question could be made that the 2012 team may have even been better than the.
I can't read. Okay.
The 2012 team or the 08 team, I'd probably take both of them over the Dream Team, maybe.
What do you mean? Okay. Didn't that team like never call a timeout or some shit? Like they just the Dream Team.
The Dream Team.
Like,
but that was also,
come on, bro.
But that was also when the international games came a long, long way since then. Like that's what I'm saying. We have to factor in that as well. Like
that's fair.
International play was way better in the 08 and the 12. Those teams that won the gold medal, like way better. And they got clobbered.
I mean, but when we're looking at overall domination, the Dream Team, and I know, you bring up a good point, right? Like the competition matters, but still,
domination.
This is the damn Dream Team that we got talking about here.
All I know is I got two top 3 players all time in their prime on my teams. So
who is the worst? I just want to know what player you feel wouldn't make the Redeem Team.
What's the roster? I don't know the roster on the top of my head.
Then you can't sit here and say such and such wouldn't have made it.
Let me see.
What you talking about?
There's some players. Dream Team.
Oh, please, I'll wait.
USA.
I'll wait. Dream, yeah. Please scroll down that list and pick out the person you're saying. All right, you know what? Actually, I probably know who you're gonna say. But either way,
yeah, you probably know. Ross, here we go.
Yep, let it fly, please.
Christian Laettner, no.
Okay, cool.
David Robinson,
David Robinson, what? Go ahead.
Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexel, Karl Malone.
Do you hear these names?
Oh, here we go. There we go. I'm about to give you John Stockton, no. Chris Millen, no. Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson. So I got 3 names right there.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the Christian Laettner one. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't
give me the John Stockton one.
It should have been Shaq, but anyway, John Stockton, Chris Millen.
They're not making the 08 or the 12.
Can you name the 2012 roster if you have a chance? And Scott, I'm not sure what you said in the chat. You know, I don't record with my glasses on, but you know, the fact that John Stockton and Chris Millen were the first 2 names, like, oh, you know, they should, you know, whatever. I can't wait to hear you list out all the players on the 2012 team and tell me which ones you think. All right,
I'm about to. It ain't. It's easy, really.
It's so. Yep. You're right. It's easy.
Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Darren Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony. Who the hell on that list is better than is John Stockton and Chris Mullin better than?
Did you say you know, this is the part that sucks.
Darren Williams, maybe? Yeah.
Maybe
Chris Miller's better than Darren Williams.
We're talking about 2 Hall of Famers here. What are you talking about?
Darren Williams in his prime was nasty, bro.
I never said he wasn't.
Like, what are we saying? He got hurt. Like, what are we doing here?
I never came out and said that any player on the 2012 team was terrible, or it was like, oh, hell no. You came out and said John Stockton, hell no.
Andre Iguodala. So
over
Andre
John
Iguodala,
Stockton and Chris Mullin?
Andre Iguodala.
What are we doing here, man?
Okay,
what are you saying okay for like that?
It's even. You did. Let me look at
I hope every basketball OG in America listens to this episode, specifically this segment. You're trying to, and I love Iggy. For me, let me not call him Iggy. I love Andre Iguodala.
No, Chris Middleton, John
Shout
Stockton.
out. Shout out.
Chris Middleton and John Stockton.
See, look at you. You talking about somebody else. I'm talking about Chris Mullin.
All right, here we go. 018. Carlos Boozer, Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Darren Williams, Michael Redd, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Tayshaun Prince, Carmelo Anthony.
Bro, please. You're disrespecting that. And again, I love every last player that we are talking about, y'all, but I'm not going to sit here and act like you're not saying some reckless shit right now.
The 12 team, but you're looking at guards though, like, because that's what it really comes down to. Like, the guards and like, okay, Chris Middleton probably make it over Andre Iguodala, and John Stockton probably make it over Darren Williams. But it depends, like prom for prom. Like,
it doesn't depend on anything. It does not depend on anything.
Prom for prom.
Chris Mullin was like that. John Stockton was like that. So I don't understand. And then you naming other dudes who like, come on.
They're not other dudes because we talk
compared to who we're talking about. Yes. Not everyone you said was a Hall of Famer, bro.
Bro, let me tell you something, and that's fine, but it's guys that's not Hall of Famers in the NBA that are better than Hall of Famers.
You're right. So you're absolutely right.
That word Hall of Famer don't really mean as much as you really, especially in the basketball Hall of Fame. It don't really mean as much.
Absolutely right.
I could probably name five to damn near 10 guards that's giving John Stockton work if we want to be honest. If we want to completely be honest, like if you rather talk about talent and skill. Like, John Stockton is a Hall of Fame. John Stockton is a top 10 point guard of all time. But let's not get crazy, Theus, and act like John Stockton was some damn, like, unicorn. Or he's, like, he's coming into this league and he's doing some of the things that he was doing like, back then. That's just not the case, bro.
So now the conversation is shifting. I like that because originally the point that we were addressing was whether or not those 2 gentlemen could make the 2012 team.
I had to check the roster.
But now that I proved that you were wrong, we can shift. Now that I proved that you were inaccurate, we can shift. We can shift.
I checked the roster, but still, I'm still. The original point was that I'm taking the 12 team over the dream team. That was my original point, and I'm still standing by it. So regardless of what you feel, I got Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. I'm here, so it don't really matter. So that's my original point. The original point is I'm taking the 12 team over the dream team. That's my original point. If I got Kobe, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James on the same team, good luck. That's all I'm saying. I got two.
Oh, listen.
I got 3 top 10 players all time. I got 2 in the top 3 in my eyes for Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. So it's just like, it's whatever. That was my original point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, you got to be talking about a team that has KD, Kobe, and Bron. You're not about to hear a crazy argument from me.
I know
it's still the 2012, you still got 3 of the best scorers of all time on one team. I'm
players.
just saying, what did I say? I said team?
You said best scorers all time on one team.
Okay, fine. Best scorers, whatever. Whichever word works best for you.
Put some respect.
But again, we're talking about top heavy, right?
Melo and Dwayne Wade on that same team.
Okay,
a lot of guys on that.
You go top heavy from 1 to 12 on paper, right? The 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th best player. Do not sleep on who those gentlemen were. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, I'd rather have those guys than KD, Bron.
It's more so the 13th, 14th best. And the eighth, because the 8th.
Are there not only 12 guys on the team? What are we talking about?
Let me say it's 12 guys?
There's only like 12 guys, right? There wasn't no 15.
Right, you're right. Let me see. Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's nothing too.
2, 3,
so,
4, 5,
man,
6, 7, 8, 9.
It'll get crazy though.
12. I don't know, bro. It's
dream team versus redeem team. I mean, it would be a good matchup.
I'm really the 2012 team, really.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't 2018. Yeah. I wasn't going to entertain that. But I mean, in 2012, I mean, I get it. Obviously, it'll be a good game though. Like I said, it's tough to argue against. You know what I'm saying?
Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Chris Mullin, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson,
David Robinson. All right, so that's nothing too. I would say
the bigs are
right. The bigs that would be that's bigs is crazy.
That's the big
crazy. The bigs are crazy. It's crazy. But the wings. But you know what though? Even still, I would say the wings are crazy with 2012. But you look on the other side, you still got Mike and Larry Bird.
That's fine, but all I know is they two.
You said that's fine. I'm not talking about Michael Jordan and Larry Bird.
All I know is that guard play is nasty. John Stockton is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. But let me tell you something. That don't mean shit when you got Dwayne Wade at that 2 guard spot, or Kobe Bryant at the 2 spot, or Chris Paul at that 2, that 1 spot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. And Magic Johnson, as phenomenal as Magic Johnson is, Magic does not play defense. You ain't never seen a Magic Johnson highlight on the defensive side of the basketball. You've never seen. Think about that. You have never seen a Magic Johnson defensive highlight. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's
give me 13, 14 assists a game. I don't care. Who cares? I know you're not talking. Now, that's so crazy. Time you care about defense.
What is Magic? What is he, 6'6" or 6'8"? 6'8", like he was a unicorn, like no, and then play defense?
What happened to the whole...
He's 6'9"?
I mean, hey, when you got to carry such a hard offensive load, then you don't really care about defense.
And let me tell you something. Talk about a player that just had an awesome situation for the time he came in as a rookie. That was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson has always been in the perfect situation. Always. Like, he had Hall of Famers when he came in as a rookie, bro. Like, so you talk about Magic, like, it's different, bro, because he was in the perfect, like, situation. He was really in the perfect situation, bro. Like, he didn't have to grind it out like some of them all-time legends that we really talk. Like, when people talk about, like, Michael Jordan, and when people talk about Isaiah Thomas, let's talk about some guys that really, like, had to fight. Like, really, like, grind it out. Had to really be on some teams that were like, like, teams had to come a long way. Like, people love to talk about, like, the Chicago Bulls. I even say this all the time. Like the Chicago Bulls had a dream team or whatever with all these players. But, like, Mike for years was, like, carrying and, like, going through, like, the steady climb of rosters and to get to that ultimate peak of success. And Isaiah Thomas was too. But Magic Johnson wasn't doing that. Like, Magic Johnson had a sweet, like, little situation for a very, very long time. And that helps.
Well, you're right. But he handled his situation, right? He handled his business. He did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't enter a good situation and say, you know what, I want to struggle. No, thank you. A lot of guys may not have won at all, right? We've seen players sign, not even just get drafted, but sign to teams and get traded to teams that they wanted to go and still not produce. So I get it, though. I mean, that's a huge part of it. But, I mean, I was getting ready to... Who was the other point guard?
John Stockton.
For the more recent team, the 2012 team. It was Chris Paul. Was there anybody else?
It was Chris Paul. It was Darren Williams.
And it's crazy too to know that Isaiah Thomas wasn't on that dream team.
Yeah, I feel like I probably wouldn't have said that statement if he was.
What statement? So you mean to tell me a team that has Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, David Robinson, and
Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, bro, it's serious.
Okay, so the athleticism in the backcourt would have demolished.
Not even athleticism and defense. Like, people forget Russell Westbrook got after on the defensive side of the ball early on in his career. He's always been a plus defender. Like, people want to act like, yo, I know they want to say something about Russ now. But like,
your timing is not. Your timing on that is not good.
Russ now, but back in the day, like, Russ has always been a positive on the defensive side.
Yeah,
they James Harden. Like, what? He was on the team. Yo, get out of here. They get cooked.
Hey, man.
I'm comfortable with it. I am comfortable.
I'm just saying.
Listen to this. Like, and they didn't even have Dwayne Wade on this team, because I think Dwayne Wade was coming off an injury and stuff like that. So Dwayne Wade probably would have been on this team. This is 12 team.
This wasn't Wade with the baldy?
No, this is the 12 team. The 12 team had James Harden, had Kobe Bryant, had LeBron James, had Kevin Durant, like Carmelo Anthony.
I see that. We're talking about Olympic. But that was Baby AD. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Baby AD out? No, Baby AD was
in 2012.
2012, yeah, Baby.
Yeah,
AD.
That was 9 years ago, or a decade. Yeah, that was a decade ago. It's Baby AD.
Kevin Love, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, you're naming names like I'm not talking about the dream team, bro. Like you're saying it. You're saying as if like I'm about to hit you back with some mids.
No, that's
like
what? All I'm saying is, bro, like, it's not a damn team on this earth that's gonna beat a team with Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a damn if you got Magic.
And then you got Scotty. I don't know, man.
You got Magic. You got Michael Jordan. You got Larry Bird. Like I said, it's not a damn team that's gonna beat LeBron
all right, so
James,
let's
Kevin
talk
Durant.
about post play real quick. They had Tyson Chandler. Shout out. K Love. You said right.
K Love, yeah. K Love, Tyson Chandler, Anthony Davis.
Well, if that's it gets nasty. I'll give you the perimeter play, the defense in the backcourt. I'll give you that. But come on.
I mean, somebody
David Robinson or Karl Malone is getting active, bro.
Yeah.
You pick one. Charles Barkley. They
had a more like modern day team, so they didn't really have big men and stuff like that. But so you can say that the post was getting busy and probably would get busy.
Oh,
but let me tell you something. I don't know if the guards. I don't even know if the guards probably. They struggling to get the ball off the half court.
First of all, Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul are not Patrick Beverly. They are not the type to pick up 94. So you might want to slow down. You might want to slow down on that whole.
First of all, Chris Paul is a way better defender in his prime than
I'm not talking about in talent. I'm not talking about in talent.
I'm talking about defensively. I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about defensively. Right. Let's not get it twisted.
I'm talking about picking up full court. That's what I mean by that. You talking about they're not going to get the ball past half court. When last time I've seen Chris Paul play 94 feet like that? Let's not get carried away. I agree that Chris Paul is a better defender, sure. But you make it sound like Chris Paul is like, come on, a nag to someone's neck.
That 08 team was getting busy too. Like, you had Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James picking up full court. That's why they were so phenomenal. Like, that's what I'm saying. And Chris Paul was as well. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's guard play. That guard play, like, it's pressure on that basketball is getting real, and it's getting scary. Because I love Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's top 10 player of all time. But I always tell people, turn the film on. Like, he was a unicorn. He was a unicorn at his time for a reason. Like, he was the first of, like, what has came after him. But, like, if you really break things down, if you really watch the game involved, evolution is always apparent. It always happens, no matter what sport, no matter what industry, no matter what career you're in. Like, evolution always happens. Technology is a perfect example for that. Magic Johnson, handling ability. It wasn't what it is right now in the NBA. So that's all I'm saying. Pressuring Magic Johnson. Like, and I'm not saying Magic Johnson would lose the ball and stuff, like, have high turnovers, because you still got to take the ball from him. Like, they used to try to Scottie Pippen used to try to pressure Magic Johnson and couldn't, because he was so, like, smooth with, like, position his body where he was covering the ball and stuff like that. But all I'm saying is just like, yo, it's different when you got a prime LeBron, a prime D Wade, a prime Kobe Bryant defensively guarding you, compared to, like, guys in the in the 80s and the 90s.
So I think, what are we saying? Prime Scottie Pippen and prime Michael Jordan were just not good defenders?
No, they were great defenders, but it did help that that guard play and that wing play wasn't as great as in today's game. Because let me tell you something, Michael Jordan gonna have a hard damn time guarding a Trae Young. He'll have a hard damn time guarding Stephen Curry. He'll have a hard damn time guarding a Darius Garland. But let me tell you something, LeBron James ain't gonna have a hard time really guarding John Stockton. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna really have a hard time.
He'd have a hard time guarding Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, but Jordan's
he'd have a hard time guarding Larry Bird. Whether you want to admit it or not, he would.
Yeah, Larry Bird, yeah.
So that's who he would be guarding. Why are you saying names like John Stockton?
But I'm talking about we got guys in this era that was actually guarding, like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant are guarding guards, bro. And they're guarding like their wings. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like we saw the 08 team was guarding, like we saw Kobe and LeBron guarding guards 90 feet sometimes, bro, putting the pressure on them. They couldn't get the ball off the half court. They was getting fast break transmitters. Bro, go watch the tape, bro. It's tape and evidence of this happening.
Let me ask you something. Who are they playing?
That's what I'm saying.
Who are they playing?
I know.
I'm just curious because I think it sounds like you're trying to compare Hall of Famers, the greatest team of all time, to, no shade to whoever the redeemed team's opponents were. But I think we have to put that into context here. Let's really talk about it. I need some context. That's all.
We put that in context. All I'm saying is, like, it's evolution is on my side, and talent is on my side, and skill set is on my side, and two-way ability is on my side. When we talk about the 12 team, when we talk about the 08 team, we're comparing them against the Dream Team. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, like I said, I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? You have a team like that, I can't sit here and say you're absolutely wrong or hell no. I'm just saying, if I'm rolling out with the damn Dream Team, I like my chances. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying?
I love my chances with the 12 and 08 team.
And see that's the thing that's really bothering me too. You keep sliding the 08 in there. No, stop doing that. No, I'll entertain the 2012 debate. All right, you know what I'm saying? Pick your poison. 08, come on. We gotta, understand that there's levels here. There's levels, and that's not a knock to the 2008 team. I'm
gonna read the list one more time
please do say every last one of them, please.
Carlos Boozer.
This is alphabetical, isn't it?
Carlos Boozer, Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Darian Williams, Michael Redd, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard in his prime. My goodness, arguably could be in his prime. Arguably could be
David damn Robinson. What are you talking about? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this?
Chris Bosh.
Okay, cool.
Chris Paul,
Dwight Howard, David Robinson. Dwight Howard or David Robinson. How about that's what we should have done? We're gonna say that for the next episode. You wanna list out all the players and just act like, again, I'm talking about some random team. I'm gonna sit here and name alternatives. Dwight Howard, all right, cool. David Robinson. What exactly are we doing? Carmelo Anthony, cool. Charles Barkley. Come on. I don't know why you saying these names like we're not talking like against the Dream Team.
We definitely could get into that. It may get nasty for you. It may get nasty for you. It could get nasty for you, really. Because you really, because the way you talk about the 08 team, you talk about the 08 team like this team that we just sent out to the Olympics.
No. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy at all.
That's how you talk about the 08 team. Like, I don't have Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony on my team, bro. And a prime Dwight Howard, and a prime Chris Bosh, and a prime Chris Paul, and Jason Kidd. Bro, I don't know.
It's not to say that obviously, they're not good, but it's more of, do I think this team could be the Dream Team? If the answer is no, then there's no even 2012. All right, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man.
I think it's
Stockton.
To me, I
don't say 08 better. It's easy.
I think it's easy for the 08 and 12. To be honest, I think it may be easy.
That Dream Team is special, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Special.
But hey, to each his own.
Definitely special.
To each his own.
But like I said, when I have a team with Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, I feel very confident. I really do.
If I'm rolling out there with Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Carmelo, David Robinson, I think, you know what I'm saying? I like my chance. Hottie damn Pippen. I think I'm gonna be okay. I think, you know, I don't think I'll get blown out by 30 points. You know, I think, you know, we have a good chance of winning basketball games if those are my core and solid guys.
That's true.
But I get it.
I got two-way wings. I got dogs defensively and offensively.
I have beasts as big men. I have monsters.
And they may not get the ball. I don't even know if they may not get the ball.
Monsters.
And they may not get the ball. That's all I'm saying.
All right. You got a cap or no cap?
No, I do not. I think.
But I said this is a good enough segment. That, I mean, Team USA versus Team USA, Dream Team versus Redeem Team,
and 08 team. Put that in there too.
Stop sliding them in there, bro. Please
put that in there too.
This is the gold medal game we're talking about. You save that bronze stuff for. You know what I'm saying? Keep it over there.
We about to. This is what we gonna do. We got to do a damn draft. That's what we're gonna do. Take these 3 teams and just draft the.
Yeah,
and do a draft. And then
you get 36. Yeah, 36
draft.
players. You draft. 24 total. Yeah. I know that by. I was getting ready to say I know who won't be on it, or who won't get drafted.
Yeah. And it's gonna be some. It's gonna be some Hall of Fame players that's not getting drafted. That's all I'm gonna say.
Knowing your team just gonna have wings. You're not gonna have no points.
I may be good. I got 2 wings.
Man's about to have D Wade guarding Karl Malone.
I may be good.
Man's just gonna say, hey, whatever. We got hoopers. Hey, but I'm. Yeah, we can do that at some point. Yeah. We talking about a total of 36, right? In that bunch, right? You combine 2008, 2012, and the Dream Team, and you choose the 24 best. Yeah.
That's fine.
We probably mess around. I'll probably just choose the Dream Team all over again. Oh man. But yeah, y'all. Couple of housekeeping items, as you know, as we wrap up this episode. 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Get active with Spotify and wherever you get and listen to your podcast. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, y'all. And just like that, we gone. Peace.
It's your boy, M.I.K. Smith, also known as A.K. Make sure you guys go follow No Pump Fakes wherever you get your podcasts.